Hello and welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. I'm Erin and I'm here today with the creative design team bringing you ideas for documenting December. I cannot tell you how much fun I have at putting together this December daily album. Now, if you have not been following along, I am documenting last year's Christmas. So this is Christmas of 2021. I knew I wanted to document December and do a December daily type album. So I was really diligent about taking the photos and just looking for opportunities and to tell those stories. And then I never put it together. But I'm totally okay with that because this year I had the creative design team Days of December sketchbook, which is making this process, quick and easy. There are so many beautiful sketches in here for a 6x8 style album, which is what I'm doing. And like I said, it's taking the guesswork out of it, and these pages are coming together really fast and it's a lot of fun. So I did have my sketchbook printed. I will leave the description if you want to grab a copy for yourself. I will leave this in the description box below. So just click the arrow, see more, open that up, and you can find a link. And it is a digital download. So I went ahead and had mine printed at Staples. Now here's a little tip for you. Can you see this type of binding I selected? You can customize your book. You can pick what type of cardstock you want it printed on, if you want it front to back, single pages, and you can pick your binding. So I don't know why I chose this one. I did. And I wish I had gone with a spiral bound option, because when you open this one, you cannot fold it all the way over on itself. It won't sit flat, and so you have to leave it open like this, which is fine, not a big deal. But it would be nice to have it fold over on itself and take up less space on my desk as I'm working. So I have selected another couple sketches out of here. You don't have to, you can mix and match the sketches and pick ones that work for your photo, which is really fun. So I have these photos of my son. This was day 17 of last year's December, and it was the last day of school before their Christmas break, and they had a mug exchange, and you can put like candy in the mugs and all that, and it was kind of like a crazy, ugly Christmas sweater. So my son found this gangsta rapper sweatshirt with Santa Claus looking super gangster, and he picked a black Santa Claus hat, and his mug, of course, says, "Of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice." Such teenager move, right? So I'm going to be documenting this story, and here he's just in the car on the way to school, looking super gangster and tough, right? With his little Santa hat pulled down low. We had a good laugh, and this was a fun memory. So when I look at these photos, we've got a lot of black and red, little bit of green, and this is a pocket card that came with the Picture My Life cards, which is what Close to My Heart calls their pocket cards, for the Christmas Story collection. And I love the black and vanilla plaid. It's like an off-white, and I thought that was going to be perfect. And then of course I'm using the scarlet red for my background. So this is going to be one layout, and I'm thinking of using pocket pages for that one. You can mix and match 6x8 with the pocket pages and the divided, there's 3x4 or 4x6, lots of flexibility. So this is going to be my left hand side, and then this will be my right hand side layout. Now for this layout, this is just too easy. So like I said, I have my pocket card here, and I am going to be using this sketch right here. And you'll notice they have a circle. Now this is, a great place to put the date, or it doesn't have to be the date. It can be just the story. These things don't have to be taken literally. You don't have to document each and every day. A lot of us don't maybe have things going on every day, and we feel like we're not busy. Use that day just to tell a story. Document a favorite ornament on your tree, or a memory from Christmas past, anything like that. There are so many ideas, and this does have a prompt list in it as well. So this has all sorts of ideas for what you can document with your December album. A lot of people are using this for other albums as well, like birthdays or a trip or something like that. So I'm going to be using this sketch, and they have stars. The stars represent the embellishment placement, and I am going to switch it up and do something a little different. So from the Christmas Story digital art collection, there's this adorable reusable coffee cup, and I have this left over from some Christmas tags I made in our Creative Design Team membership group, and it was laying on my desk, and it inspired me to use it because this is all about the mug exchange after all. So following the sketch, there's an offset photo mat back there, so that's going to be perfect. And then they have the embellishments down in the lower left hand corner. So I love this coffee cup here, and it's really going to help tell the story, but it's the wrong color. So I'm going to cut one out in a coordinating color to go along with the rest of my layout. Sage is a coordinating color with the Christmas story, and you can see there's the greenery, so I think that's going to be a really nice color here. And I did go ahead in the beginning and cut out a bunch of circles for the dates. And so there's the black layer for the background, and then this one I die cut, and it has like a little faux stitching around the edge. That's going to be my date for day 17, and you'll see it's going to be kind of like this, and then I'll add in some other embellishments as well. So let me go cut this out in Sage. I think that is going to be perfect, and I'll be right back. So I have my mug cut out on my Cricut, and there's 3 pieces. So there is the back layer, and close to my heart cardstock is double-sided, and it's 2 tones. So you can see the contrast there. I cut out the inside in the lighter color of Sage. The top is in the darker, and those will sit over, layer over each other. And then from Toffee, there is the inside, which can be like coffee or cocoa, whatever your imagination wants it to be. And I really love the contrast of the inside being lighter, and I just love that it makes it look more dimensional. Speaking of dimensional, I'm going to grab my black ink pad and my little sponge tool and finish off the edges of this pocket card so that my white portion of the plaid isn't just kind of fading off into the, nowhere. This just kind of finishes it. So we'll layer that underneath, and then we can put our little circle back. I also want to add a little bit of character to this mug here. So let me clean this up out of the way. Anytime I'm doing any type of ink blending, I like to work on my all-purpose mat. It's just a really nice wipeable surface, super easy to clean up. I have Sage ink and a craft blending brush. I'm adding a little bit of the Sage ink to the outside edge of the mug just to create more dimension. It's going to give it more of a rounded look and add a little character to this otherwise flat Cricut cut. So we're just going to darken it up a little bit. You can add as much or as little color as you would like. The blending brushes do allow you to add that color very subtly if you want, which is nice. So you can easily build on that. So I have my liquid glue, and I'm going to just add a few dots to that super thin portion of the upper rim of the mug, and then we can layer this over the base piece here, and then the liquid glue is going to let me slide that right into place. And you can see I've grabbed my clear shimmer brush. I just want to add a little bit of sparkle to the craft. Now, if you don't have enough color, shake it up really well, give it a squeeze, and then the color will start flowing, or in this case, a shimmer, because it's a clear shimmer brush. And then again, using my liquid glue, I will just layer that piece right in there. So it looks like our cup is full of yummy goodness. Isn't that super cute? So fun. So I'm going to just layer this right here, and then we will revisit this here in just a moment. But I want to kind of get a visual of where this side is going to go. And again, I'm using a pocket page that's divided into 4 3x4 sections. So I think I'm going to go there. I like this one on the opposite side because the red is in the background like it is in this photo. It kind of draws your eye over. I dug through the pocket cards and I found this one here, and keeping with that same color scheme, we have the Sage. So I think I'm going to use this for my journaling. The pocket cards are always double-sided, and you'll have a landscape, orientation or portrait, and then horizontal on the opposite side, and they're typically a different color. So I love how versatile they are. Plus it has the plaid, which complements the plaid there. I may cut out some of the plaid behind this because there was only one plaid pocket card like this one, and I could use some of that maybe over here just to bring that plaid in. This is just scarlet to match this photo mat here, or this background here, and that way I'll bring in the red. Looking through the Christmas Story embellishments, I did find this chipboard piece that says, "Oh, what fun." And I think that that is going to be really nice over here and bring that black over. But I want to back this with some white so the "Oh, what fun" pops a little bit more. That looks just definitely more vibrant as opposed to the red showing through. So I like that. And then I realized there are a few of the branding strips, the zip strips from the pattern papers that match that plaid. So I could just add a tiny little bit to the bottom of this card, and that's all it's going to need to tie in the plaid on the opposite side. I am going to sand the edges of the red cardstock to reveal that white core. So I will go ahead and get that done off camera. And while I do that, I have some exciting news for you. The Creative Design Team monthly membership is now open and we are accepting new members, so you will have unlimited access to video tutorials, instructions for both scrapbooking and card making. There are weekly technique-based videos as well as weekly tip videos and a monthly challenge. I don't know about you, but this sounds like an amazing Christmas gift idea for yourself, right? I really hope you join us. We look forward to seeing you there. So you'll see the sanded edges there. It just adds a little bit of character and distressing, and I went ahead and did that. It's hard to see against this background, but I did this one as well. And I have gold stars. Let me grab those. From the Christmas Story coordinating embellishments. You just pop those out of the glitter sheets, and I think those are so fun. So a little glitz goes a long way on our Christmas layouts, right? You can never have too much sparkle, even on a layout like this. So I thought it'd be fun just to have a couple over here on this pocket card, and they had stars on the original layout, which is what gave me the idea. So I think I'll just layer a few. I do want to add a little bit more to this coffee cup, and we still need to stamp our circle. So let's go ahead and get that done. I am using this retired stamp set. It's called Magical Day Holiday, and this is day 17. So I went ahead and pulled that off my block, or mounted it on a block already. This is brand new. I've never used it. So you want to rub it on your arm or use an eraser, something to take the shiny finish off it comes that way from the factory. It's going to stamp a lot better. I think I'm going to use Scarlet for this particular image. I've been stamping them in black, but I think I'm going to mix it up. Now, whenever you're stamping, I like to use the back side of my Versamat. So normally I build my scrapbook layouts on these, but the back has this great foam backing that's perfect for stamping. So since this is new, I highly recommend practicing. Grab yourself a piece of scratch paper and then stamp it several times before you stamp on your circle. And if you mess up, just cut another circle. It's not a huge deal, right? So we'll just stamp this a few times, and that is looking pretty good. So now we're ready for our circle. Ink it up, and then I always make sure I don't have ink on the edges of my block. And then we can just go ahead and stamp right in the center here. That is a perfect fit. Just give it a second to soak in. And then you have your number, or story 17. So we're going to layer that right there, and I do like the red. You'll notice I have this little sticker here. That's from the coordinating sticker sheet, and I was just kind of playing around. I missed that on film, but that's why that's there. I'm not 100% sure, but I like the way it adds a little red to the pocket card where I will include the journaling. I was trying to figure out what to do down here just to add a little something to that mug. I do have the Christmas Story card making workshop, and I bought this mainly for these sprigs because I just love them, and I have been adding these to all my projects as just little fillers, but I cut these out in pine, and let's see how these are going to look if we just kind of tuck them under here to add a little bit of texture. And pine boughs are just festive. They work on any holiday layout or like winter layout, and they just look really good. So that's cute. I like that. Let me just move the star over to kind of finish off the transition layering there. And let's see, what if we put this one up here? And then whatever I kind of do to one side, I like to repeat on the other side just to kind of tie those in together. Let me trim these tails off. It makes them a little easier to tuck them under. And then we'll just kind of nestle this little guy under here. And then you'll notice I'm putting, a layer behind, and then where it kind of transitions, I like to finish that off with an embellishment over the top of it as well. So you could put the stars in opposite corners, but I actually really like the way that looks. What if we add one to the opposite side? Let's see what that looks like. That's fun. Just kind of just a spray of greenery there. Balance that out. And I'm happy with that. So we just need to add our journaling. Before I add my journaling, I do want to adhere all of these bits and pieces down. I'm using the Barely Art Liquid Precision Craft Glue, and I really like it. But whatever, if you have micro glue dots, those work very nicely to hold these little embellishments down as well. I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape to the back of my circle. Let me get this guy adhered to the layout with some tape runner, and then we can layer these over the top. And this will just give it some dimension, and then those sprigs will sit under there nicely. So we'll put that one and then this guy on this side. Let me sneak it under there. Perfect. Add a little bit of glue and we can finish it off with our gold star on top. For my journaling, I'm using my black Le Pen journaling pen, and I am really enjoying these. I use them in my planners. They come in lots of colors, and they're great for journaling. I am making it a point to add some journaling in my own handwriting this year because even though I'm not a fan, it is important, and it will be good to go back and see that. I'm just journaling about how Clayton's school had an ugly Christmas sweater and mug exchange to kick off their Christmas break, and how he was quite happy and amused with his choice of ugly sweater and, of course, his mug with the very snarky expression on the front. He wanted to keep the mug himself, and I'm like, just give it away. It's okay. We don't need it. Just take a picture and enjoy it, right? That's one of the great things about scrapbooking. You don't have to keep everything. You can document it in a photo. So I have a little space down at the bottom, and there is a sticker that says Humbug, which I thought went very well with these photos. I have them in their album page protectors, and I really am enjoying how the pocket page looks mixed in with the regular 6x8 page. And this little black faux leather album is nice, and I like the rings because, for one, it's going to leave room for dimension and chunkier pages, but I can also move them around as I add the stories because I'm scrapbooking them out of order. I hope you join us all week long because the rest of the creative design team is sharing their ideas on how they are using their sketchbook to document December. Here is a link to the playlist so you can just hop on over there for tons of December daily inspiration. Thank you so much for watching.